Welcome back to Sportsbook Review Videos. It is a stacked Wednesday of NBA action. 13 games on tap for you this evening before we take the day off tomorrow before the big Christmas Day slate of games. However, with the huge slate tonight, I have plenty of value on the boards for you this evening after cashing 7 of my last 8 NBA picks dating back to Sunday night. Feeling really good about keeping the streak alive here tonight. So we'll start off with one of the earlier games on the slate for you this evening, the Indiana Pacers and the Sacramento Kings tonight. And the Pacers come in as a 6.5-point favorite, total of 212 points. Now, the over, I think, is very appealing between these two teams. The Pacers have given up a ton of points versus Western Conference opponents this season. The Kings have actually not been too bad against the East as well, but I do think that the actual play here is on the Pacers laying the points at minus 6.5, despite the fact that they've been really bad against the Western Conference this year so far at 2-9 against the spread. Some of those teams that they played not really compared to the level of competition the Kings should bring in here tonight, and that's not saying anything good about the Sacramento Kings, despite DeMarcus Cousins, who should have a huge night against a very shallow Indiana Pacers front court. I think the Pacers are good enough defensively on the wing to lock down anybody else, including Rudy Gay and Rajon Rondo. I don't think either one of those guys is going to have a huge game in this one. The Kings, I think, are a good team, but I think they're being slightly overvalued here because of how bad the Pacers have been against the Western Conference so far this season. So as long as they can keep every player not named DeMarcus Cousins from going off tonight, I think the Pacers have a very, very good chance of covering here at minus 6.5. Next up is the Denver Nuggets and the Phoenix Suns tonight from the desert, and the Suns come in as an 8.5-point favorite. Total of 207.5 after the Nuggets played last night, lost at home to the Los Angeles Lakers. Looked like they were going to win the game after leading pretty big in the first half after getting down early in the first quarter, but get lost and now come in tonight as an 8.5-point dog. And I think because of that, should be a pretty good play on the over tonight with both teams dealing with their third game in 4 nights. 207.5 is just too low for these two teams who already cashed the over against one another once this season at 114 to 107. Nuggets, of course, coming off the back-to-back as well, and off the back-to-back this season, they're 4-2 cash in the over. Over's now 5-1 in Denver's last 6 overall as well. So I think that we're getting to the point in the season where the tired legs started to take into effect. Maybe defense starting to go by the wayside for a couple of these teams, not going too many places, and the Suns and the Nuggets probably definitely listed as one of those teams. Nuggets have actually improved their scoring of more than 103 points per game in their last 10, so looking pretty good for an overbet here at 207.5. That's where I'm going here for this final NBA pick of the day. Best of luck to you on those two. Make sure you check out my play on the Knicks and the Cavaliers if there's still time over there as well. I think I got a pretty good play on that one as well. Let's try to keep this streak alive, as I said earlier, but until then, for Sportsbook Review, I'm Jordan Sharp.